Yes, we are coming from Germany, living in Berlin, and no, we're not a resident here, but we'll stay a few months in the year here, so we are half resident.
And why you choose Mallorca, not other place?
Yes, we have been in the last years for often on Mallorca, and we like very much the nature of Mallorca, the culture, and especially we like very much Palma as a city, or it's living, it's dynamic. It's also in the winter time you have culture, you have a restaurant, also like this. We like hiking in Transmontana mountains and biking, yes, and so it's possible to do a lot of things here on Mallorca. And okay, it's not so far from Germany. It's 2.5 hours by flight, yes. And the weather is, of course, in the winter time, it's perfect for us.
Okay, thank you. And we want to ask tourists why they choose Mallorca, and for example, why in winter and now in summer, and if they feel there are many tourists here in Mallorca.
Yes, this year we stayed 2 weeks in July, and okay, too much tourists, but for us much too hot. Therefore, we will stay in the future in the winter time and or in the autumn in Mallorca. But I think yes, in the summertime it's too many people here. Of course, maybe sometimes 3 of cruise ships. Yes, it's too much.
And local residents are asking to the government to reduce the number of tourists, but the politics are doing to increase the capacity of the airport and to take more cruises for 2025. What do you think about that? We have to reduce, or we can increase the number of tourists?
I think that's a very difficult question, yes, because on the one hand, I think a lot of residents of Mallorca, they live by tourism, yes, it's on one hand. But I think to increase the capacity of tourism, that's, I would say, not the right idea. Maybe on this level, I would say, but I think it would also be a problem if it come down, because, as I mentioned before, a lot of people living in Mallorcan people, they live by the tourism, yes. So it's very, very difficult. Yeah. But increasing, I think it's the wrong way. Yeah.
Do you know more or less how many tourists arrive on 2023 in Mallorca?
Excuse me?
How many tourists?
A lot of millions, but I don't know exact.
Near to 18 million of tourists.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And we want to ask you if you think that is a lot or not. And
of course, that's a lot. Yes. And maybe it's a little bit too much.
We know that tourism is important economic activity. Many people live off that. But the last year we see how the difference of population, rich and poverty, increased. Now about 21% of the population have problems to finish the month. And instead, another kind of population every year is more rich. One example is the number of private jets that arrive in Mallorca. It's the first airport in Spain with private jets. And we want to know if the tourist is responsible in part of these things, or maybe no.
And I think the normal tourists, I would not say they are responsible for this, but I think a problem is, and we know this from Germany, I don't know, you know the little island Sylt as part of Germany. A lot of people born in Sylt, they are not more able to pay their rent or to buy a flat or so, because rich people buying these properties. And I think that's also in Mallorca, that a lot of people buy here the houses, the flats, and that might be a problem then, of course, for the Mallorcan people, right, to pay the rent, because it's increasing. Yes. I think that's a real problem. Yes.
Also, for tourists, it's more comfortable to arrive here, and there are less tourists because the quality is higher. because there are people like Jet2Holidays, the airline, that say the massification is part of the experience to visit Mallorca.
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, the director of Jet2Holidays, the airline, said that visit Mallorca, the massification is part of the experience to visit Mallorca.
Okay. Can say that's right.
Okay, so that's all. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.